taxation, because tax saw a lot of issues there. We saw that there is a reform coming in for the VAT, and we saw the abolishment finally of the COVID-19 levy, which per the scenario, there is going to be a reduction in the effective VAT rate. Now, we don't know how that will turn out generally because we are yet to see the actual structure. Because the idea is that a significant reform is the removal of the punitive cascading effect of GET Fund and NHIL levies. Because one of the things you need to understand is that although VAT is charged based on the value that is added at every stage and it is payable by the final consumer, what is happening here is that at every stage, there is NHIL, GET Fund, and everything, and that is built into the system before the VAT is calculated. And remember, you cannot receive a relief of those levies. You're only going to be getting relief for the VAT that you have paid if we are using the standard VAT system. And so what is happening is that the plan is to replace the VAT flat rate with a unified VAT rate system. Now, for your information, all of these will be applicable usually from the March 2026 examination. Because for the November 2025 examination, these things will not be affected. Okay, so your November 2025 examination, you are still going to be using the current issues we have available. Because the idea is that any tax changes, there will be 6 months after it is assented to by the president that it will be examinable in the exam hall. And so looking at that, it means these changes, if they are really carried out and implemented, we will see them and they are going to be applicable from the March 2026 ICAG taxation examination in both the principle of taxation exam and advanced taxation. So if you are writing tax in November 2025, don't worry yourself because the change, you are not going to be applying them in the exam hall. So specific changes that we need to be mindful of here for the VAT reforms: abolishment of the COVID-19 levy, reduction of the effective VAT rate, removal of cascading effect of GET Fund and NHIL levies, removal of the VAT flat rate and implementation of a unified VAT system, increase in VAT registration threshold to exempt small and micro businesses. That's very important there. Introduction of a fiscal electronic device and public education. So these are some of the reforms that we need to understand when it comes to what is going to be happening on the VAT. Now, what does this mean practically? It means that the prices of goods and services will be reducing on the average, in theory. The reason is because if we are removing the COVID-19 levy and the cascading effect of NHIL and GET Fund is also being removed, then what is happening then is that the actual amount that the final consumer is supposed to be charged will also be reducing. And we are waiting to see how this will be carried out specifically. And so these are some of the things that we need to understand when it comes to the mid-year budget review. A lot of issues discussed, talked about, but most importantly, how these affect our life and how these relates to the ICAG examination. Again, borrowing the words of Mr. Joe Jackson, the CEO of Dalex Finance, Ghana has left the ICU and we are now in therapy, which means that there is an improvement and we are seeing that looking at the trajectory that we are on as a country, there will be improvement in the standard of living of their citizens. There will be economic growth, and most importantly, we will all become successful. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the video with others so we can reach as many people as possible. And I'll see you in the next one.